Hey everyone, welcome back to more Rogue Lords. I'm Disturbing Puppet. So this is kind of a game I'm playing around with for spooky season of October. So yeah, I did a previous video of this showing kind of near the end of a run, things not going super well. This game is very, very hard. It is not a card game, as some people might think, just an RPG with some different elements. It seems like you always start off at baseline. There's no meta progression as you go through missions. Interesting that you can actually fail the first mission pretty spectacularly, like I did in the previous one. So we're going to try starting from the beginning of the same mission with some different people, see how we do. And yeah, it's interesting. I do like the aesthetics in this game, but it is kind of punishingly hard, and that's something that I noticed in the reviews of the game, why people sort of have dropped out of playing it very quickly, it seemed like. All right, so the
This
person
well of flames, the more
we
I
unlocked
spread terror,
as the
the
devil's
more
talking
my disciples.
is the White Lady. So the Lady in White. So she mainly does spiritual damage. So I was thinking if I want to take her, that I should probably then focus on doing spiritual damage instead of physical damage to people. So I think we'll swap out Dracula for her. Although Dracula has some really good abilities that buff everybody and get all their skills back online. I think that's my best choice. We still have the Headless Horseman then to be a tank for us. And Bloody Mary can do some spiritual damage as well as bleed. So we'll give it a shot. Start again here with the claw.
Claw of Geryon, cut from the creature of the same name, drives out all inspiration from anyone who enters into contact with it. It is thus an object that humans consider to be cursed, and they do not keep it for long. Finding it will not be easy. My informers on Earth heard talk of a poet lacking inspiration who had received a visit from the Sanctua Lumen. My disciples will begin there.
Okay, so we are playing on normal difficulty, just what I was on last time. I wonder if like the default should probably be Apprentice, because it does feel like this game is very hard. And there is no meta progression, you just kind of unlock different characters as you go through, and some skills that you can potentially have pop up. Possibly there's some things that I'm not doing as we go through. It seemed like prioritizing events are a main way to get additional health, additional attack damage, that kind of stuff. But you also need some skills, because if you get 3 of a same level of a skill, you can upgrade it to a higher level, so it does do more damage, be more effective, that kind of thing, sometimes cost less. So we'll kind of keep an eye out for that stuff. Do love the transitions of the bats. There's a lot of really cool aesthetics in this game. The game looks really great. It just kind of feels like it's a bit too punishingly hard. Bubble. All right, start with the chapter. So we have our map here. As you can kind of see, we can jump into it if we want. We've got our legend over here. So yeah, elite combats. That's how I ended my run last time. So we'll try to avoid some elite combats. We'll try to prioritize events. So that's these random stuff. We don't know what's going to happen. These is where we would restore our diabolic essence, or essentially the real HP for the run. We've got ways to buy stuff. We need souls. We can also drop off skills and then pick them up as an upgraded one. So this route might not be bad. I feel like this... I'd like to get these events, but going through an elite combat early on might just kill me immediately. So yeah, let's just start.
My disciples go to the home of a poet suffering from creative impotence. Apparently, this insignificant individual had received a visit from the Sanctua Lumen, an occurrence that immediately aroused our interest. Hoping to find here the point of departure in their quest for the Claw of Geryon, they enter the rundown hut and find a young man ferociously tearing up pages covered in crossings out. He unquestionably bears the mark of Geryon. He tells us how men of the Sanctua Lumen suddenly burst in, took the claw, and immediately left for the town of Pere. That is where my disciples will go.
Do love the little art and stuff as well.
The nightmare is only beginning.
So interesting that we already have some terror effects. So we receive 60 souls or receive 60 souls. All right, well, whatever is fine. So yeah, I think for this, we'll go out this way. We'll do a fight. We'll go to the Grim Reaper, random, hopefully an event, fight, Grim Reaper again. We can pick up a skill that we dropped off, something like that. We'll be able to pick up something as well. So yes, we will do that. I don't want to go anywhere near the elite combat here initially. Okay, got her 60 souls. Very
Scream
nice.
as loud as you can, condemned souls. I'm the only one who can hear you.
So kind of neat, but they get repeated often. Alright, we thought we had a second event here for a second. Sometimes you do. So we just have a basic fight. While we're here, let's take a look. So yeah, we'll pick up positive traits as we go through doing events. Actually, do we have... Yeah, you're set as a leader, that's fine. So we have kind of our default starting stuff. We have some empty skill slots. We'll pick up some skills as we progress through. If we get 3 of the same skill, we can upgrade it. So here, let's see. Recharge skills, trigger effects of the mask currently wearing. I think we only have the one. Torment. Triggers 1 time. 6 spirit points on a random enemy. We then have 3 to 5 spirit points. Steal 6 to 10, and apply an exhaustion. So a lot of spirit point attacks. A lot of enemies that have a lot of health don't have a lot of spirit points, or vice versa. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's see how we can do in a fight with these guys. What do we want to do? Terror effect, get some souls. I think we want a skill, because we don't have a lot of skills. We just started. Give me a skill for the fight. Provided we survive the fight.
Heads will roll tonight.
2 mediums and an exorcist. We've got spirit attacks coming in, so it seems like that's kind of what they do. Interesting. We can weaken some attacks with Bloody Mary. You actually have very low spirit points, but you do have 6 armor, so that's going to be very difficult to deal with. So we probably want to kill her physically. These 2 have physical protection, but are open to spirit attacks. So that's what we'll do, I think. So here... Exhaustion reduces damage in half. We could go ahead and do that, like here, to reduce... Even though it doesn't actually give me a lot of assistance.
Who should I kill?
We could go ahead and draw attacks towards the Headless Horseman, get some protection. I think that's a pretty decent idea.
Hunger!
So I'm not going to take anything from any of those attacks because of the armor that he gets. Oh, I don't have a bleed to start with, do I? Her physical attacks kind of suck because they take 2 to use. So let's just try to work on others. Let's put on the Mask of Torment. Both the mediums are at 24. Could do a good chunk all at once. The exhaustion doesn't really matter too much. This only costs 1. Okay. Alright, let's just start working on taking somebody down. A little bit of spirit damage, different animation there, very nice. And I'm going to go ahead and get my abilities back. Which will trigger the mask immediately, so hit her as well. Very nice. That is all I can do. I could steal some of these protections. I might steal that at some point down the road. Right now we're fine. Okay, buffing themselves while she's going to do a big spirit attack. Not a huge fan of that. What did we get? Burn. Each time you suffer damage, we also lose skill points. Okay, silence cannot inflict a status. I couldn't do any bleed or anything with him, unfortunately. That is too bad. Don't need to steal anything. We could get the exhaustion on her, potentially.
Get my hands dirty again.
That'll reduce the damage. So now it's only 5 coming in. I can reduce it even more, down to only 3. Don't have any more spirit attacks at the moment with Bloody Mary.
Who should I kill?
So that is unfortunate. Do I still have the mask on? It doesn't show that I have an effect. Intermission. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like we can maybe take her out. Well, not necessarily. If I could hit her for another 6 to 10, it's possible that would take her out. I'm gonna give it a try.
I'm bathed in opulence.
So she didn't have a mask up, so it didn't do anything there. Let's try to go for this, see if I can take you out. Nope. Not enough. 2 stacks of exhaustion, though. So it just lasts an additional turn. So we're going to take a little bit of spirit damage. Just have to live with it. Attack's coming in. She's going to do some kind of buff. We can finish her off. She doesn't have any protection. Took quite a bit. Unavailable. That's too bad.
What game are we playing?
I mean, 3 to 5 will do it. Let's take out the Exorcist. Well, we put her in a state where she can be killed. I need to do more spirit damage. Nobody else does spirit damage, is the problem. Eventually we can get Bloody Mary doing spirit damage attacks as well, just not at the moment.
Dirty again.
Let's go Torment.
Oh no, I was having fun with you.
Get my skills back.
I'm bathed in opulence.
We'll finish her off. Still a lot of spirit attacks going at the Headless Horseman. I could steal some. I could reduce the damage coming in. That's really about it, unfortunately. So I think doing this takes my mask off, whatever the mask was, just triggers it immediately. Yeah, it just triggers one time. So otherwise it'd just be end of the turn, somebody takes 6. Wouldn't be enough to take anybody out. So let's just reduce the damage you're doing. Then if I wanted to, that's fine. Aegis protects HP. Alteration. Holder's base damage is reduced before multiplying or dividing by 2. Huh. I'm not sure what exactly... Like, that seems... It's very weirdly worded. Holder's base damage are reduced. So damage I do, damage I take for this person.
I don't know why I don't send you back to hell and choose new disciples.
Before multiplying or dividing by 2. I don't know. That's very, very weird. We're just going to end it. We don't have any actions anyway. I was thinking about something I could steal, but there's nothing really that great. I've got ways to protect myself from HP damage, but that's all. Although you do have burn. So does that mean I take extra... I assume when it says damage, that means HP damage, not spirit damage. I could steal an Aegis. But that only affects HP. Yeah, I don't think it really matters here. Yeah, there's the extra 2. Been hit enough, now we can steal some. Let's hit you. Okay. Down to 6. Still can't do any bleed. I could do some physical damage, though. But I feel like we just keep relying on knocking you down. It does cost me 2. I'll have to hit you twice. I might get lucky with the mask. Let's get my skills back. See if I get lucky with a hit. I did. Nice. So she's vulnerable. Let's just finish you off. Being attacked here.
What game are we playing?
Let's get my skills back here on the Headless Horseman. And I think we're fine taking a little bit of skill point damage. I can live with that. Going for the Lady in White again.
Who should I kill?
Don't have the points I need for this. So I need a certain amount of bitterness, which you would get from being attacked in order to do that. I am still silent, so I can't bleed. I think we just keep hammering away here, although we could do a decent amount of physical damage,
Game are we
potentially.
playing?
6 to 10, 7 to 12. Let's try to go for a kill. Okay. Oh, this requires 2. That's unfortunate.
I have to get my hands dirty again.
I could use some of my demonic power to get a skill ready to be used immediately, but she's not really doing anything offensively at the moment, so I'm kind of fine. We'll just wait to finish her off next time. So let's refresh your skills. Maybe I can drain her a little bit. Going for a fairly big attack. I don't have enough bitterness for that. Fine, fine, fine. Well, we'll just lash you to death, that's fine.
Now you see what happens to those who resist me.
Try to keep my demonic essence as much as I can, unless it's really
Take
going to help
everything
me
you
a
can.
great deal. Decadence, 7 to 10 spirit points. Reapply this effect for each status the target has. Interesting. Slash, we can get another slash going. Devouring Charge is good, but we have to have been hit a bunch of times to be able to use it. Slash, having that a couple times would be nice. We also kind of building up towards being able to level that one up would be interesting. We can kind of see the progression as we level. This is kind of interesting. It only hits one person. Status. I think this could like immediately hammer somebody to death. I think I'm going to take Decadence. Okay. So from here I only have one real route. We're not going to mess with the elite fight. We're going to go visit the Grim Reaper.
Hillocks and fields as far as the eye can see. This scene lacks chaos.
Let's go visit the Grim Reaper. Secret meeting place hidden from mortals. Your disciples meet with the Grim Reaper. It's time to do some business.
The conductor of souls finally deigns to show himself. Don't make him wait.
Okay, so we at least have something I'm pretty interested in, which is the bleed here on Bloody Mary. What do we have as well? This is a cheap attack. Yeah, just one to do an attack. Got a way to get dodge. What is this? HP or skill points? I think it depends. I think it just does whatever the weakest the opponent is. Although I don't see it said here. I'm pretty sure that's the way that works. So we have an additional Mask of Torment. We have an additional Dread. Nightmare. 7 to 12. Spirit points. Reduce impending attack by 8. That is pretty interesting. Does cost me a lot. We have relics here as well. Dog tags. Each time a holder receives healing, all disciples gain +1 physical damage. That's okay. That just goes on Bloody Mary. General 1, elites and bosses have 20% less HP and skill points, or spirit points, and start each combat with 2 exhaustion. Very good. Does cost me a lot. I can't do anything else if that's what I do. We could also drop off a skill with the Grim Reaper. It will automatically be leveled up. We can pick it up the next time we see him. I think that's what we want to do as a priority. The question is, what skill do I want to prioritize doing that to? What I could do, we can afford bleed. And then I'm going to immediately drop off bleed to get upgraded. So that it'll be even more effective. Then I do like the 1, just the fact that it's a 1 energy to do some damage is quite nice. Having additional skills means I can do more attacks. This one also just costs 1, since I'm kind of focusing on the spirit points. This one's interesting. Could do another mask. So level 2 triggers 2 times, level 3 triggers 3 times. Interesting. So it only lasts for the turn, it just triggers more times. That is pretty nice, honestly. It does hit someone randomly, which does mean it might not be that effective. I'm going to go ahead and take that, I think. We're good there. Alright, I only have one way to go, so next up is something random. I have no idea what we're going to run to. I'm hoping it's an event. Actually, I didn't start with a relic, did I? I think when I ran before, it actually let me choose a relic to start with. Yeah, interesting. I'm pretty sure when I did the run before, it let me choose a relic to begin with, but this time it did not. We've got something separate. Oh, that's unfortunate. So the main thing, it's an elite fight. So I'm running into an elite fight either way. We'll do the event first, because it might give me some stat increases. Okay, so we want ruse for this. So who's got the best ruse? 3, 4, 1. So if we do level up with the Headless Horseman, he becomes Psychic, which increases spiritual damage and gives him max spirit points. It isn't really that useful. Extra health for her is okay. 12 max spirit points, that's really good, actually. I'm going to do this because I can use my demonic points to make it a guaranteed success.
Oh, that looks like fun.
Murder of Crows attracts your attention. As you get close, the birds fly away to reveal the half-devoured body of a man. Hey, right there. Bloody Mary leans over the corpse to examine it. So yeah, we can go ahead and spend some points.
Let's get down to business.
To make this 100% if I want to spend 15. We can go 90% for 10. I think I'm going to do that.
My power is absolute.
Watch me fail. Hey, success. Bloody Mary glances at the corpse but loses interest immediately. It's just an insignificant farmer. Bloody Mary leans over the corpse to examine it. Let's search the body. Find a rare pearl among the dead man's belongings, doubtless an ancient heritage from before the Great Hunt, replete with powerful magic it just waited to be exploited by malevolent hands.
Choose quickly. Evil will not spread by itself.
So we get another skill. So 6 to 12 and depression to everyone for 2 is quite good. Yeah, let's definitely do that one. So that's a good opener if we want to do spirit points. So we get that bonus. Sometimes there's interactions there. We'll see how this goes. This run could end right here with an elite fight. We'll see how we do.
Bow before your queen.
Diva, a privateer, and a bounty hunter. Okay. Attacking Bloody Mary for an awful lot of damage.
What game are we playing?
I think we start with doing this. Let's go ahead and hammer everyone's spirit points and make them all depressed.
Who should I kill?
I would kind of like to draw the attack to me, even though it's not a huge attack. It's unfortunate I can't do this as well because we have status effects on people. Let's just throw on the mask. Hit somebody randomly at the end here. Nothing I really want to steal or do. I think that was a fairly decent start. They increased the cost of some of my skills there, if I interpreted that correctly. Lot of spirit attack going at the White Lady. She's kind of the one who can handle it the most. Okay, so we still have the Mask of Torment up.
Who should I kill?
So that one's locked off for a while. This now costs a ton. I don't have any points, so I can't really do that. So yeah, kind of out of action for a bit. I mean, the 18 health damage is kind of worrying. Let's just knock you out. Use the dread to kill you. Wait. Why did that not work? Oh, it didn't have enough damage to cover the shield. I didn't even notice she had the shield. So that's something, my own fault there. Let's make sure you're out. That's unfortunate. I could have stolen, using the demonic powers, I could have stolen the shield and then done that. We'll take some damage here, but I think that's fine. She can kind of tank it a bit. I am doing spirit damage to people. Bunch of bonuses. Way too many effects to keep track of. What do we have up here? Ignore provocation and stealth. Okay. So she's going to try to hit Bloody Mary for a bunch. He's doing some buffs to himself. Let's recharge my skills.
I'm bathed in
It's you.
Who should I kill?
I can hit somebody physically, but that's all. Costs a lot for me to get back the 7 years bad luck. I could use this to get it back, though. What is this? Oh, you can only be targeted him. Okay. Could steal that as well. This hits everyone, so it doesn't matter. That would drop her down to being vulnerable, but I have to hit her again to kill her. Tell you,
It's high time I interfered.
it only cost me 3. Let's do that.
The limit to my power is my imagination.
Let's throw that out. So she's now vulnerable. But I can't target her.
What game are we
I also
playing?
don't have any attacks I can use. I only have sort of random chance to hit her and take her out. With these being like this, I'm not sure if I can unlock them.
If you want something done
No,
right,
I can't.
do it.
Okay. Cannot unlock it. This I don't have the bitterness to use. To be able to actually do some spirit points to take you out. That one's locked as well.
I have to get my hands dirty again.
I don't know if her ability... Will her ability, the random effect, will it ignore her because he has provocation? I'm not sure. So if I just do this again, it's just going to trigger again at the end of the turn, right? No, it doesn't seem like it does stack. It's still 6. It's not 6 twice because I used it twice. Interesting. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, the depression, I think, killed her off. Before she could do anything. Alright, so now we have a ton of attack coming at everybody. You've got a shell. We can steal the shell. That is probably what I will do.
I shall reforge the world in my image.
Let's take this. I'm going to give that to you,
I
Bloody Mary.
am irresistible.
No more protection for you.
I have to get my hands dirty again.
Who should I kill?
What game are we playing?
Everyone's getting attacked. We could reduce the damage everyone's taking. It's fairly cheap to do. Don't have a lot of other things I can do. Could hit him multiple times because he has different status effects. Actually, speaking of that, we could get bleed on him as well. Oh, no, we can't. That still costs 4. That hasn't gone away. Never mind. Could do an exhaustion and then a decadence. Yeah, let's do that. So now, he's got reduced by half all damage inflicted, and has the alteration. Base damage is reduced by 2. So let's hit you with decadence, so it should recur a few times there. Yeah, so it did a decent chunk of damage. We're all going to take a little bit of damage, but not that much. Down to 8. Still can't use this. Could unlock some stuff. It's not enough to take you out. Let's recharge everything.
I'm bathed in opulence.
Not quite enough to finish you. Take you down to being vulnerable. Put on the Mask of Torment. Wanted to be able to use the intermission to activate it immediately, which would finish him off. Not gonna work, though. Okay.
Who should I kill?
What game are we playing?
Disappointing. So we could go ahead and unlock this, fire it off, and win. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't really want to take that much additional... Well, it doesn't really matter, because I think we recover. Between combats, we go back to full health and spirit points. So there really isn't that much of a point in me trying to win the fight super quickly or try to get health. Like, it's just a little bit of health damage. It's not that big a deal. I'm just going to end the turn, then you die. Okay, thought he'd act before he got hit by that, but apparently not. Good to know.
These relics are potent enough to contain my power.
So actually not a bad critical fight. So War Tattoos. When a disciple inflicts spiritual damage, they earn +1 physical damage. Burn and Depression inflict twice as much base damage. That part's more interesting, because we really don't have people that are doing both. Corrupted Talisman. All your disciples earn +3 damage. Your current and max Diabolic Essence becomes 30. So that's kind of negative. When the holder recharges 1 time per turn, reduce the cost of the most expensive skill by 2. Interesting. I think I will take the War Tattoos just for the burn and depression bonuses. We do inflict depression. And we're going to try to tailor it so everyone at least has some spirit point damage that they can do eventually. So we'll take that. Okay, we're off to another fight. See a number of pyres along the road. It looks as if those who practiced witchcraft were persecuted relentlessly in the region.
No one stands against the Prince of Hell.
Something, something, something. Okay, so humanity's rising against me. They're going to double the cost of Diabolic Essence, but they're doing it at a site where it's just the Grim Reaper, and I'm just going to buy stuff, so it doesn't really matter. So if I do have the Grim Reaper up next, I'll get that skill back when I get back to him.
I'm surprised any humans were able to survive the fetid vapors of this swamp.
So as a reward for this fight, if I can, I probably want souls. It's not very much. 20 is not enough to buy anything, though, honestly. Let's just get another skill.
Heads will roll tonight.
Okay, only 2 of them. So you have HP protection, you have spirit point protection. I probably shouldn't, but I'm immediately going to take this.
The dice were loaded from the start.
Let's go ahead and fire off our depression on everybody. So with that, taking 8 to 12 spirit points at the end of the turn. That is crazy good.
I have to get my hands dirty again.
Let's get the torment up. And let's just knock you down. Excellent. Physical damage buff, doesn't really matter. Nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, the depression, taking them out.
Simple mortal trinkets. You'd better find a use for them.
Okay, we're going to get an improved bleed soon. So basic bleed, isn't that useful for us? The cheap physical attack is okay. So 6 to 10 HP or spirit points depending on where the adversary is weakest. Focalization. Alteration. Reduce the target's base damage. Okay. For 2, I think that's okay. Let's take the secret boot. Gives me some spirit point attacks there that we can throw out with the Headless Horseman as well. Alright, let's go to the Grim Reaper.
This forest isn't so terrifying.
We're not going to
Not
be using
yet.
any, so this is fine. Although if there was a secondary activity here and wanted to do it, then it would have an effect. Back to the Grim Reaper. As agreed, I infused the soul you gave me into the skill Twisted Reflection. Its strength has been greatly multiplied. Harvest was good. It now possesses the rarity level Wicked, as stipulated in our pact.
Simple mortal trinkets.
So,
You'd
very,
better
very
find
good.
a use- Ah, a conductor of souls.
And I have
All
so
those
little that I
innocent
can't afford to do
souls I
anything.
harvested will finally be of use.
Can't even upgrade anything. So it'll show you here, if I take this, it would upgrade the skill. So it does give you some pretty good indications when you could take things that would give you upgrades and stuff. And it'll just automatically upgrade it when you have 3. Unfortunately, I can't afford anything. Can't even afford to upgrade a skill. We're off to a story beat. We can maneuver our way through the woods.
This place is teeming with life. There are so many souls to reap.
To Green Wall.
My disciples enter Perret. They approach the main square, from where they can hear loud voices. Residents are shouting a name, hope etched on their faces. Caleb, Caleb. The Sanctua Lumen is there, and among them a man holding the claw of Geryon in his bare hand. He raises the claw, and the townsfolk go silent. With a sweeping movement, he brings the artifact down upon his arm. No blood flows from the deep gash. A respectful murmur is heard. The wound closes. He speaks. Serve the Sanctua Lumen, and you will be rewarded. I immediately understand the true nature of this Caleb. He is an imitation human. I revealed to my disciples the existence of a puppeteer specialized in automaton who once made a pact with me. They will find him in the town of Capellion.
On to chapter 2.
I defile, I corrupt, I pervert.
So we have a whole bunch of potential bonuses very soon. So these are ways to get rid of skills, and it will reduce, so you'll never actually have that skill come up again. So I have to get rid of something from someone. Not sure what I'll get rid of, we'll have to figure that out. I do like the events. We can get back some of our demonic essence. Seems like there's an elite fight no matter what I do here, so I'll have to kind of live with it. I think probably going this route is the best, getting the demonic essence back. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end it there. This is a pretty decent chunk of time into the first mission. And these missions, it does take a couple hours to get through the mission. I don't know if we can actually see how far I have to go. It'll only show me to the next sector. There's a whole other section after that. So we kind of finished the 1, 2, 3, and so 4 for the whole thing. I might make another video as we kind of continue through this mission to kind of see how things go with this particular setup and group of people fighting. Just to kind of have some, you know, spooky stuff for Halloween coming up. But I do have another game that I want to check out for spooky season, and I'll try to get that recorded fairly soon. But this has been more of Rogue Lords. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.